What if you were asked to leave everything behind? Your home, your family, your land, all for a promise of eternal salvation? What if you believed that fighting in distant lands would erase your sins and guarantee you a place in heaven? This is the story of one of the most transformative and brutal conflicts of the Middle Ages, the Crusades. But what were the real motivations behind these so-called holy wars? And how did they reshape the world in ways we still feel today? It all began in 1095 when Pope Urban II delivered a fiery speech calling for Christians across Europe to take up arms and march to the Holy Land. His goal? To reclaim Jerusalem from Muslim rule. But beneath the surface of religious devotion lay deeper motivations: power, land, wealth, and the chance for knights to gain honor and prestige. Deus vult, God wills it! The cry echoed across Europe, and thousands of knights, peasants, and lords answered the call. But as they marched towards the Holy Land, few could imagine the chaos and bloodshed that awaited them. The First Crusade was brutal. From the bloody siege of Antioch to the fall of Jerusalem in 1099, Christian armies committed horrific massacres in their quest to take control of the Holy Land. The Crusaders were no mere soldiers, they were warrior monks, knights bound by sacred vows. The Knights Templar and Hospitallers rose as powerful military orders, driven by both faith and the promise of wealth. But victory came at a cost. The slaughter in Jerusalem, men, women and children killed in the name of faith, forever scarred relations between Christianity and Islam. This wasn't just a war between two religions, it was a battle for dominance over sacred ground. But the Crusades weren't a one-sided affair. Muslim rulers soon responded. By the time of the later Crusades, figures like the legendary Saladin emerged, uniting Muslim forces and reclaiming Jerusalem in 1187. His reputation as a chivalrous and strategic leader would challenge the Crusaders, forcing them to rethink their tactics. The conflict was now locked in a deadly cycle of siege battle and diplomacy. But this wasn't just a military struggle, it was also a political game of thrones between Christian and Muslim rulers, each vying for power in the region. The Crusades left a deep and lasting mark. For Europe, they fueled the rise of knights and feudal lords, helped strengthen the papacy, and even opened new trade routes to the east. Cities like Venice and Genoa grew rich from this new wave of commerce, and the exchange of ideas, science, medicine and culture would profoundly shape the European Renaissance. For the Middle East, however, the Crusades brought destruction and turmoil. Cities were sacked, populations devastated, and Muslim-Christian relations soured for centuries to come. The scars of these conflicts would resurface in later wars, with the echoes of the Crusades still haunting the geopolitical landscape of today. The Crusades may have ended centuries ago, but their legacy lives on. The story of these holy wars is not just one of conquest, but of a clash of cultures, religions, and ideals that would reshape both East and West. And it leaves us with a question: in the pursuit of faith and power, what are we willing to sacrifice? This is Epic Time Journeys. Join us as we continue exploring the stories that shaped our world.